alternate universe, the bizarro world, the Twilight Zone. When it comes to football, they are all quite real, if only in the mind of Dave Damashek. This is not the NFL. This is the NFL.
Hi and hello, it's time for a new episode of the NFL. Today, let's see how multiple Super Bowls could have been affected by some Windy City and Big Apple backup quarterbacks, starting with the 2010 Chicago Bears and Jay Cutler's understudy, Caleb Haney. We now know the Packers, thanks largely to Caleb Haney's fourth quarter pick six by the human bowling ball B.J. Raji, survived a tight NFC Championship game in Soldier Field to saunter to the Super Bowl in spite of an unusually mortal performance out of their otherworldly hero, Aaron Rodgers, who 2 weeks later would raise the proud steel curtain, then raise the Lombardi Trophy. But what if Haney had pulled off the storybook finish after taking over for the injured Cutler and vanquished Green Bay? Well, remember, Cutler's knee needed surgery. So that means a guy named Caleb would have had to start the Super Bowl, and that would not have gone well. Why? Caleb isn't the name of a leading man. Do the math. QBs named Colin, Fran, Neil, Len, Phil, Drew, Kenny, Kerry, Stan, Ron, Matt, and Bob are a combined 6 and 12 in Super Bowl history. Meantime, the QBs with strong, sturdy names. Think Clint Eastwood with a better arm. Guys like Bart, Roger, Earl, Big Ben, Broadway Joe, or even just plain Joe, are 14 and 5 in the big game. You can't argue with such exacting science. But what's it all mean? It means Big Ben gets that ring and Aaron Rodgers has 0, one fewer than Brett Favre has. Speaking of, let's say Favre's last pass in overtime of the 09 NFC title game goes for a game-winning TD, not a season-ending INT. The Vikes would have had a date with Peyton Manning in South Beach, but of course Favre's ankle was banged up by the ironically named Saints, so it would have been Tavares Jackson against Manning's Colts. You probably think that gives Peyton his second ring, and you'd be right. All this talk about the importance of a good backup is old news to Giants fans who watched Jeff Hostetler take over for Phil Simms during the 1990 season, then beat the mighty Bills in Super Bowl 25. You think David Carr could have done the same for Eli in Super Bowl 46? Back to the Bears real quick. Everyone knows the 85 Bears had a monster D, but people forget their 86 D was statistically even better. That team went 14 and 2, even though starter Jim McMahon's season was ended early on the cheapest of cheap shots by the Packers' Charles Martin. Coach Ditka could have gone with Mike Tomczak, but brought in Doug Flutie to save the day, which did not go well in a divisional round matchup against the Redskins. Either way, though, the Bears were doomed. Tomczak or Flutie winning a Super Bowl is about as likely as, I don't know, Rex Grossman winning a Super Bowl. With a better backup plan, however, they just might have knocked off Phil Simms and the Giants. See how it comes all full circle? It's like our own little version of the Lion King. The circle of life. Well, except here there are no lions wearing any crowns. No hard feelings, Detroit. We still love Billy Simms here in the NFL.
This is the NFL.